Batgirljamie.
I'm Twystid J.
Twystid J's on speakerphone this time because he couldn't be here this weekend because he's sick. Not sick, but it's Christmas and we're gonna do a rant about what we think about schools and marijuana. Our thoughts on marijuana schools in education in this country.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, my thoughts on it. It's legalized pot national-wide. Take all the taxes, put half of it towards the roads and half of it towards the schools, and make every student have a computer, a laptop.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying do it for your state alone. And if you're from another state out there that has some kind of hippie politician that really doesn't like this, it's going to put a lot of us on notice. But the positive of it is, basically,
It'll give you a better education for your children. It'd stop all the taxes that would go to put people in jail for selling pot or holding pot. That money could go towards the schools instead.
Well, the fact of the matter is, we're paying $500,000 or $50,000 a year to hold a freaking person in fucking jail. And it's about 1 million people are going to jail just for fucking pot every year. Pardon my French there.
I think kids need...
That's basically a $5 billion territory right there.
So we could take that money and give it towards the teachers. It'd create jobs of teachers, and it'd create jobs of road workers, and then it would create more jobs because people would be selling pot, and that would give the marijuana people selling pot money. That'd create like 3 different types of jobs, and it would give a better education to our children.
Not to mention, you can start some people who are actually the lower grade pot people. You can start them out working for $10 an hour, maybe $12 an hour, maybe up to $15 an hour, and anybody else in the top part would actually have them making anywhere from $40 to $50 an hour to then grow it.
Yeah, but then we would have more money to give them the taxes that they get from the selling of it, and the money would go all towards schools and roads, so we wouldn't have bad roads in Michigan and other states, and they could fix them roads with half the money. Then the rest of the money could go towards teachers, so there would be a decent job for teachers. You got to go to school for a long time to be it, 4 years to be a teacher. That's a lot of money that they got to pay back after going to school to be a teacher. And if there was more teaching jobs, people would be able to get their kids a better education because there'd be more teachers and there'd be less students in the classroom.
And the other positive effect about legalizing marijuana, how many people do you know that die from marijuana alone?
Nobody. I've never known anybody to die from marijuana. And then I've heard marijuana cures cancer, so there's a lot of things. Then you could make sure that the students have computers to access at home so that they can do their homework if their families are a little bit poorer. Like if you make under a certain amount of money, you'd be able to give them a computer.
Yeah, of course.
And give them the same advantages as a rich kid. Why should a rich kid have a computer, but a poor kid has to suffer and not have a computer and not be able to do their homework?
Exactly.
And why should they be failing school because they don't have the same money to buy the same equipment to make themselves learn better?
That's the same necessity.
That's not fair.
Yeah. I honestly don't think it's fair either, and I think the fact of the matter is that's why we've got such a high dropout rate.
And kids are dropping out because they can't learn anything. And sometimes kids need to go to that online school online. A girl we work with sent her kid to school on the online part of schooling that's like part of public school, and he flourished and got way better grades. Some people have social disorders that need to be able to go and do that and flourish.
That's why I truly believe that everybody should have the
think there should be a way where if you can't afford internet at your house, the schools will provide you with internet, a certain amount of internet, enough to at least do your homework.
Not to mention this whole freaking pot thing. It's going to bring back the freaking middle class. It's not just going to be the little guy and the big guy on top. There's actually going to be a really big middle section.
We need a middle class, and we need a way for kids to learn, and for kids to have the same advantages as richer kids. Everybody should have internet access. Internet access helps a lot of people learn. I've learned so much from the internet that it's pathetic. Like, I've learned how to do things that I didn't know I could do, and it broadened me and brought me out of my shell. I used to be shy and not talk to nobody. Now I just talk to everybody, and I'm not shy.
Well, I'm kind of semi-shy myself, but I'm always out there trying to help the betterment of people. And
I think doing this web show.
That's going to have to vote for one politician that's actually going to look out for your best interest.
I think doing this web show brought us out of our shell.
I really think it has too. And I think, you know what? Honestly, I think you've got to look out for the best politician for yourself.
We got to get a politician that's going to work for the little people, the people that need the help. The rich people don't need people looking out for them. They can look out for themselves. They make so much money, they can do whatever they want. But there's people like us that can barely afford to live. And we're getting paid dilly squat for what we do. And they're not looking out for people like us to ensure that we can make a living and live. And then there's so many people on welfare because they're not making sure we're making enough per hour, and there's enough jobs for people like us.
And not to mention, honestly, and one of my coworkers actually talked about another one of our coworkers, and we're not going to name names, but basically one of our coworkers isn't really happy, and he's only working less. Actually, he's working less days than I am, actually.
Yes, but what I'm saying is a lot of people need to make more money because we can't afford to live, and there's not a lot of opportunities in jobs to make more because we got to work so many freaking hours that we can't enjoy our life. If you really want to make a living, you got to have like 2 or 3 jobs, and it's hard to have 2 or 3 jobs because of the hours you got to work at one job. And to get enough sleep and to be healthy, it's just hard to make a living in this country.
It really isn't. I think
we can't have very much vacation, and there's a whole bunch of stuff we can't do. There's not a lot of the opportunity to better ourselves.
We've done a lot of research too. And the countries that have actually legalized pot actually have a better
economy.
Section than we do. We've actually even done research on the states that have fully went out and actually bought their legalization of pot. Whatever you want to call it, have actually boosted their sales.
Basically, I've saw a documentary about countries that have pot legalized, and they have less other drug use than we do because they have
higher income too.
Because they're getting higher incomes and they're not going to these seedy places where you get the drugs when they're looking for their marijuana and get offered to try other drugs. So they're not being tempted to try other drugs. So therefore they're just taking their marijuana home and smoking it or smoking it there. It's totally better.
Not to mention, we're living in a freaking country that tests up like we're freaking test pumps, pretty much.
Basically, I read online that there is a marijuana oil that will cure a certain type of cancer, and that some mother used marijuana oil to stop their daughters from having thousands of seizures a day.
Yeah.
That is amazing. If that's really what it works, and it does work for that, I'm all down for a kid only having 3 seizures a day to down from 1,000. That's amazing.
three seasons is still way too much,
but that's way better. That's way better than 1,000 a day.
Yeah, but it's still way too many.
I know it's way too many, but that's scary.
That's another reason we should actually legalize pot in our state.
Because marijuana oil or hemp oil, that hemp oil is such a medical miracle that if they would let us use that, do you know how much stuff we wouldn't be suffering from?
And there's only freaking 12 states that are actually legal to freaking prescribe freaking hemp anything.
I think
the closest one to our state is freaking the state of Tennessee.
I think hemp oil is amazing. It's amazing what that stuff does.
We need shit like that. We need it.
Why suffer with something we don't have to? All because they can get way more money for chemotherapy.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only reason they won't do it is because they're making billions on chemotherapy when they're only gonna make millions. They're gonna cut. It's gonna cut cost people's medical cost in half, less than half.
Not even.
They're gonna only have to pay a few thousand instead of a few. They're not gonna have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical cost. Now they're only gonna have to pay a couple thousand.
One chance of chemotherapy is like freaking $12,000.
Yeah, but the hemp oil is only like 1,000. It's only like a few $100s to get enough to cure yourself.
That's like microfractions of 100%.
I know. That's why I said it's awesome. It's very awesome. I'm all down for it.
Doctors that are afraid of losing their patients because of that reason.
They're not going to lose their patients. They're gonna lose their money.
They're going to leave a lot of money on the table because of it. And that's where I actually believe that, medical marijuana use in the state of Michigan is actually really, really helped us out.
There's a lot of people with chronic pain that marijuana is the only thing that helps. There's a certain type of marijuana that helps people with fibromyalgia.
Yeah, and I'm actually one of the people that actually deals with fibromyalgia currently. And you know how much that would actually help me out?
There's a lot of things. That's why I said we need it.
They actually said it might actually help out freaking bipolar patients and schizo patients.
It mellows people out, babe. If I thought marijuana.
Not to mention, if you put it in the hands of a kid with ADHD, you know what it's going to do for that kid? It's going to calm him down and it's going to get him to focus even harder.
Give a kid a marijuana pill.
I don't think they'll ever do a marijuana pill. They're basically going to say you're either going to smoke it or you're not going to have it.
Well, I don't think you should have to smoke it.
Smoke it, eat it, whatever.
There should be a pill.
You can actually put it in the food and it'll actually help you out.
Yeah, but I think a pill would be better because somebody might not like the taste of it.
Yeah, thing about pills, everybody's in the pill business. But the fact of the matter is, you can cook it in your own food now. And, this is coming from somebody who shouldn't even really be talking about it. But, at hand, marijuana is probably the best thing out there. Comparing it to freaking alcohol, I'm like, alcohol kills more people than marijuana has.
I think alcohol should be illegal and marijuana should be legal.
I don't think alcohol should be illegal.
People
I think
abuse there's people that abuse the stuff and that's what makes stuff illegal.
Oh, yeah.
One person ruins it for everybody.
Exactly. But fact of the matter is, most people drink I can't even say most people. Some people drink on social conventions, and some people drink at home.
But that's our thoughts on marijuana and why it should be legalized and what they should do with the money that they make from it being legal. That's our thoughts on it. If you have a thought on it, comment below. Comment, rate, subscribe, and have a wonderful weekend. And keep it twisted.
And have a happy holiday, y'all.
And Merry Christmas. Peace out. From the JuggalettersRUs. Peace out and much love to the Juggalo family.
Later.